Pitching this year, and last night they beat a really good pitcher in Chris Bassett, who made it only 3 innings. Barrios has gotten the first 2. Here's Santander hitting left side, and the first offering, a strike at the top of the zone. Barrios, in his career against the Orioles, this is with Minnesota and Toronto, he has never lost to the Orioles. 9-0 with a 2.92 ERA. The 0-1 in the dirt with a breaking ball to even up the count. And this Jose Barrios has been a lot different than the pitcher who last year gave up the most earned runs in all of Major League Baseball. 1-1. Breaking ball is outside for ball 2. He's getting some more ground balls than he did previously. And he has been the pitcher that Toronto thought that they were getting when they paid him a 7-year, $131 million contract. The 2-1 pitch, a towering pop-up in front of the pitcher's mound. Kirk comes back, now gives way to Chapman. The third baseman sprints in and makes the catch between the mound and home plate and ends the inning. Both pitchers see the...
That one's driven to center field.
I'm on one of the best beaches in the U.S. Go to visit Sarasota.com and start planning. Jeff Mell, ribeye with you. Second inning, no score between the Orioles and Blue Jays. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is in, and he'll look at strike 1 over the inside corner. Kyle Bradish, good first inning. The first inning was a problem for him his last time against Milwaukee. Guerrero, then Kirk and Chapman here against Kyle Bradish. Here's the pitch, and it's a little bit low. Slider missed, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bradish dealing with a Blue Jays lineup that still has a lot of right-handed hitters in it. The 1-1 off the outside corner for ball 2. Bradish this year's had more problems against right-handed hitters than left-handed hitters. Guerrero, though, is one that you always have to circle. The 2-1 pitch hit him. Lost control of that sinker. It was headed right towards Vladimir Guerrero Jr. There's nothing he could do. Guy who has owned Bradish in Kyle's short time here, and this ball got him, looked like on his red arm protection that he's got on his left arm. So he's going to head down to first base, the first base runner for either team, and send up Alejandro Kirk, who's coming off a 3-hit game last night. Kirk doing the catching today for Toronto. Pitch. A strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. Kirk stands 5'8", 245 pounds. He's been a very good receiver behind the plate this year. Offensively, he started to pick it up recently. The 0-1. Breaking ball, chopped to third. Arias charges in, fields with a glove, throws on the move to first, and Kirk is out. We'll get Guerrero up to second base. Not a guy that runs well, as you might expect. So he's retired. Guerrero at second. And now here comes Matt Chapman for the Blue Jays. Chapman, red hot when the Orioles saw him at the start of the year, has cooled off considerably since. Right on right. The first pitch is taken high for ball one. Some of it has to do with approach and how pitchers have pitched to Chapman differently than he's expected that they would. The set for Bradish, the 1-0. A cut and a miss. A little bit late on that elevated fastball, 1-1.
Well, and it's just really part and parcel of someone writing the book on you. And yes, to a degree, Gunner's talked about it. You don't want to get too far away from yourself and what you do. But at some point, you have to concede to rewriting a few things.
1-1. The set. Here's the pitch. Put in the air. Short left field. Backpedaling is Urias. He'll give way to Henderson, and the shortstop will make the catch. Little ways out. And it seems like Chapman has started to do that for Toronto, but the Blue Jays, what they really have struggled with this year is playing inside the division. 16 division games. The last 16 they've played, they've gone 2-14, which is problematic when you don't have as many division games this year as you have had in the past. Orioles, meanwhile, have made their division games count so far. And this is one of a couple of series the Orioles have coming up against teams against the AL East. Pitch. Bouncing ball out to first base. Lester picks it up fair beyond the bag, and then will race over, force out Kiermaier. And Kyle Bradish has got 2 scoreless innings in this game against Toronto.
Así que 0-0, aquí los Orioles y Toronto. Tras que el partido de los Yankees todavía pasado por la lluvia. Esperando aquí a ver si se podrá jugar este partido. Mucha agua cayendo ahí en la ciudad de Nueva York. Entonces estamos a la espera aquí de que digan si se podrá jugar el partido o no, ya que si no se puede jugar el partido, a las 8:05 traeremos entonces el partido de los Texas Rangers frente a los Angels, el tercer partido de esa serie. Mientras tanto, estamos aquí con el partido Toronto-Baltimore. Mientras que ya el partido entre Atlanta y Detroit concluyó con la victoria de los Bravos de Atlanta, 6-5. Así que los 2 partidos de hoy se los llevaron los Bravos. Así que mientras tanto todavía está el partido Yankee-Mets retrasado por la lluvia. No tenemos todavía la noticia de si se va a terminar suspendiendo. Creo que le dan por lo menos 1 hora después que se dice que inicia el partido. El partido debió de iniciarse a las 7:10. Si dura 1 hora lloviendo constante luego de la hora de inicio de partido, no se juega el encuentro, ya que se pone el terreno muy difícil para jugar, y esos terrenos de Grandes Ligas, señores, son una alfombra. Eso le puede caer muchísima agua, la drena rápido, pero llega un punto que se dice ya que no se puede. Eso, que le tienen su lona puesta todavía al estadio y todavía no hay noticias. Mientras tanto, seguimos aquí con el partido Orioles de Baltimore frente a Toronto. donde vendrán a batear ahora aquí de los Orioles, luego de haber concluido la parte alta del segundo para los Blue Jays. Viene ahora a batear Austin Hay, Aaron Hicks y Adam Fraser por parte del equipo de los Orioles de Baltimore.
Didn't miss by much with a changeup.
Hey, Kikuchi, you really feel good about being able to take advantage. If you can get after Barrios tonight, you might be, Jeff, set up for a sweep.
1-2 against Hayes. Here's the pitch. And he swings and drives it to right. Going back is George Springer, nearing the high wall, jumps, makes the catch, banging into the Xfinity sign. Just below the scoreboard in right field. And George Springer.
Excelente esa atrapada ahí de Springer. La zona de seguridad saltando ya ahí al final.
It's a hit away from Austin Hayes, who is the second out of the inning. Now Hayes.
Jeffrey. It's called style points. Hello.
Hicks, in a short time, has played like an all-star with the Orioles, having reached in every game that he's played with the O's, while filling center field. The 0-1 pitch, outside corner 0-2. 2 strikes the count against Hicks. First 11 games, he has been on base 20 times. It's 0-2, and he breaks his bat as he grounds it to the mound. Barrios picks it up, flips underhand to first base. Hicks is out. So far, Barrios looking very sharp. These first 2. At the end of 2 innings, Orioles and Blue Jays.
Bueno, nuevamente aquí saca los outs Berríos. De 1, 2 y 3 el equipo de los Orioles. Así que 2 entradas en blanco para estos lanzadores. Entra que todavía estamos revisando aquí transmisión de los Yankees. Todavía no hay nada, no hay noticias.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooper.
to recover and get it off in time. Kevin Biggio, the 9-hole hitter, digs in. Bradish outside, misses with a curve. Biggio swings out towards left field. Austin Hayes on the run towards the line, makes the catch. 2 down, going toe for toe. Direct to defense hits here for both teams. After we saw Jose Barrios so far has fielded half of his own outs. Meanwhile, for Kyle Bradish, name of his game has been dropping usage on his fastball. It's over 40% of his pitches just a year ago. He's cut it in half. 2 outs for George Springer. First pitch just misses. It's a slider, ball 1. Bradish comes home. Lands a fastball, strike. Springer, 500 hitter, facing Bradish. But again, a much different club this year for the Jays. Pitch outside at ball 2. And really, when you look back at the Jays' postseason run last year, their wild card came to a sharp halt playing the Mariners after it was Springer who got injured. 2-1. Fastball low, ball 3. Jays lost all momentum after that. The Mariners came back for one of the biggest comeback victories in the playoffs. 2 outs, nobody on, no score. 3-1. Springer swings on the ground, back to Urias. He backpicks. The throw is in time. A long way across the diamond, but it beats Springer. Another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Bradish. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, no score. Orioles and Blue Jays on the Orioles Radio Network. Barrios. Adam Frazier will get things started. Barrios with the bright red maple leaf glove. Pitch home. At the top of the zone for a strike. 0-1. Frazier 0 for 7 facing Barrios, but again, as we mentioned on the pregame show, he's a plus 800 OPS facing lefties. 0-1. Outside. Ball into strike. Frazier also 8 home runs in 64 games this year. By the way, it took him 311 games between the Pirates, Padres, and Mariners to match that. 1-1. Frazier swings back up the middle. Shifted. Bo Bichette is there. Scoops, throws to first. 6-3. Frazier retired. 1 down. Well, O's fans, the Oriole Cap giveaway is coming up on Friday, June 23rd at 7:05 when the O's take on the Mariners. Get to Camden Yards early. The first 15,000 fans, 15 and over, will receive an Orioles cap. Great seats available at Orioles.com/tickets. Josh Lester, still young in his career. First pitch strike from Barrios as he goes with a slurve. 0-1. Brings that pitch to lefties 30% of the time. Lester swings a line drive right to Kevin Biggio. This feels very similar to a game the Orioles had 2 years ago against the Blue Jays. Randall Grichuk was still an absolute nightmare in Toronto blue for the O's, but every single thing they put in play was right at someone. See if the Orioles can break the dam first as Ramon Urias digs in. Urias 6 for his last 10. Urias the lean-in look over that front left knee. He collects. Pitch home. Urias swings, skies this one out towards center field. Kiermaier back, has to charge in to his left, and he's there. So a magnet tonight for the Orioles so far through 3, and no score between Orioles and Toronto. You're listening to the Orioles Radio Network.
Rock and roll up your sleeve this summer.
And a 1-2 from Alex Cobb. He has his first major league
either team in the game. And a runner aboard for Dalton Varsho.
Yeah, and Bo knows that he can always use the opposite field.
Well, yeah, you got to go, Bichette.
He got a pitch on the outside part of the plate and served it to the opposite field. I love you. I hope you know that.
You're going to throw me out of the booth?
No, I'm not going to throw you out of the booth. I thought you were going to end it there.
No, Dalton Varsho swings at the first offering for strike one. I will end it there officially. Yes.
The dad joke master, Melanie Newman.
They were we haven't had any for a while. They were bound to unfurl at some point. Opportunity presented itself. 0-1. Grabs the corner, strike two to Varsho.
Bueno, señores, parece que el partido va a dar inicio. Parece que están quitando la lona. Vamos a cantar play ball aquí en este juego entre Yankees y los Mets de Nueva York. A ver, ponen la imagen.
Alvarez behind the plate.
Bueno, ya aquí está en el montículo Justin Verlander, que viene a enfrentar a Jay Bowers, el primer bateador. El lanzamiento aquí, cantan el primer picheo aquí a Bowers. Bauer, que batea 2.24, 5 jonrones, 13 carreras remolcadas. El lanzamiento de Justin Verlander, alto y afuera el picheo. A cuenta en 1-1. Así que una bola, un strike, el picheo de Verlander. Afuera el lanzamiento, 2-1, cae por debajo aquí Verlander de Jay Bowers. El lanzamiento de 2 bolas, un strike, el rompiente le hace swing aquí Bauer. El conteo ahora en 2-2. Dos bolas, 2 strike. El lanzamiento aquí conecta foul aquí Bowers. Se prepara Verlander. Conteo de 2-2. Hasta el momento 5 picheos le ha hecho a Bowers. El lanzamiento foul nuevamente. Sexto picheo. Haciendo el trabajo de un primer bate antiguo aquí Bowers. Haciendo que gaste mucho lanzamiento rápidamente aquí el lanzador abridor. Conteo de 2 bolas, 2 strikes. El picheo aquí para Bauer nuevamente en foul. Ahora le lanza un slider. Conteo de 2 bolas, 2 strikes. Primer turno de la noche, señores. 7 lanzamientos aquí de Verlander para Bowers. El lanzamiento aquí para Bauer. Rompiente conecta foul nuevamente. Saliéndole difícil aquí Bowers a Verlander. 2-2 la cuenta. Detrás de Bauer, Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson. Luego Anthony Rizzo. Luego LeMahieu, Kino Alfalefa, McKinney Treviño. Y Volpi completa la alineación. El lanzamiento aquí conecta batazo por el lado izquierdo. La está buscando el jardinero. La pelota cerca de la pared y la captura ahí Farm. Cerca de la raya. Cae el primer out luego de 9 lanzamientos. En el que Verlander tuvo que gastar aquí frente a Farm. Frente a Bowers. Aquí la capturó Farms. Ya cerca ahí de la pared. Así que hay un out y viene a batear ahora Giancarlo Stanton. El lanzamiento de Verlander para Stanton. Le canta el primer strike aquí en la esquina externa. Tiene uno Stanton. Se prepara Verlander. El lanzamiento aquí para Giancarlo Stanton. Afuera el picheo. La cuenta en una bola, un strike. Giancarlo Stanton, que le ha conectado un total de 38 cuadrangulares al equipo de los Mets, 24 en el estadio del Citi Field. El lanzamiento de 1-1 aquí conecta foul hacia atrás Stanton. La cuenta en una bola, 2 strikes. Quieren a él batazo en foul aquí de Stanton. Conteo de 1-2. Se prepara Verlander. El lanzamiento a la goma. Foul nuevamente aquí para Giancarlo Stanton. 1-2 el conteo. Detrás de Stanton, Josh Donaldson. El picheo de Verlander. Bajito el lanzamiento. Ahora le vino con el rompiente. La cuenta se empareja en 2-2. El día de ayer que los Yankees ganaron ese partido, se entraron a palos estos dos equipos. Aquí bajito el picheo. Se llena ahora, 3 bolas, 2 strikes para Stanton. Hay un out en la entrada. Ya lleva 15 lanzamientos Verlander. Trabajando mucho aquí en este primer episodio. Bauer lo puso a gastar 9 picheos. De momento 6 aquí, el número 7. Dice que lo pasó el árbitro. Así que se va ponchado Giancarlo Stanton. Vamos a ver aquí la repetición. Y sí, si le da ahí es triple por arriba de primera. Así que ponchado Stanton. Hay 2 outs. Viene a batear ahora Josh Donaldson.